Hello and welcome to the seventh session of our Tales from the Loop Things from the Flood campaign. We are into the Things from the Flood section of this game. Normally at this point I'd hold up a copy of the book, but because they messed up US distribution, we still don't have it. So there you go. I have the PDF.
I heard that's on its way from China, so don't worry.
Yeah, no, that's delightful. They had some issues with the previous Kickstarter delivery, so we'll see. But Fraser and Kyle got their copies. Anyway, this is part of the Gauntlet Hangouts. Today we're going to be doing character creation and moving our characters up and talking about that, talking about our position, talking about where the characters are at. I just want to give everybody here watching an alert about what the first half of this session is going to be composed of. If you're curious about the Gauntlet Hangouts, you can check us out at gauntlet-rpg.com. Things from the Flood is the teen game. I want to talk just briefly about safety tools before we move forward onto this, where I kind of talk about the setting and the premise right now. We still have the X card on the table. The X card is a good basic tool, and so we can XMR materials and that kind of thing. We are into teens, so I do want to take a moment and talk about how we want to handle the lines and veils, because the material, the subject matter, is a little bit different from things from Tales from the Loop. In particular, if we imagine that Tales from the Loop was a PG show, we're now in definitely a PG-13 show. I don't think R-rated, but definitely PG-13. And we hit in our lines and veils the usual stuff: sexualized violence, actual harm to children, harm to animals, I think were some of the key ones that we had on the table. But there are some other issues that we're going to be potentially hitting on here. Suicidal ideation, of family conflicts, body image issues. All of these kinds of things might happen because it is a teen game. Drug use, alcoholism, all of that, sex, those things are certainly in the mix. So I want to know at the start if anyone's like, this is something I definitely want to put a line on or veil, realizing that if later on you're uncomfortable with how we treated your subject matter, you can always still put the line or veil there. Patrick, let me start with you if you have any strong feelings about that. In a sense, we're kind of looking at a little more Monster Hardy, not quite that far, but this is the kind of atmosphere that we're closer to now.
So it is sort of like line veil sort of setup. I'm okay with explorations of like depression or self-harm or things like that, but I don't necessarily need to sway into suicide.
Okay.
Thoughts or actions.
That seems fair. Rich?
Veil on harm to animals. Everything else I'm good with.
Okay. Sarah?
I'm good with Patrick's lines as well.
Okay. Sherry? Take a drink. Still muted, Sherry.
No. I'm sorry. I can't think of anything else outside of that.
Okay. And Darren?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. All right. And again, I do want to reiterate, if we do hit things that you're like, ooh, too close to home, or people, that feel free to mark us on that. So let me talk about the structural setup of events that have occurred. So you have those in mind. I know you've probably taken a look at the material, but I want to go over it again just briefly to hit on some of those high points, and then the conceptual differences for this game. Back at Christmas of 1988, the flood had a catastrophic failure. The loop. And not only here, but the other facilities set up, the loops in other areas of the world simultaneously had catastrophic failures, which included breaches in containment vaults. It included a literal flood into the facilities and a drastic change to the water table in the area. Actual literal black water flooding in a lot of places. And essentially causing catastrophic problems around here. People died. People were injured. The company suffered a major, of course, collapse, and they've had to isolate various areas. In the folder, you'll see there's a revised map of Wayward that shows sort of the restricted zones that have been closed off. There's sort of a mix of corporate, private security, and in some cases, actual military closing those sections off.
I had a question real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
The restricted zones, because it never actually says, is that the like rectangular areas? So
the rectangular areas are essentially hazard zones where they have marked those as, standard civilian travel should not go through there. The ones in purple are what are designated high risk zones that have been actually literally fenced off and blockaded and so on.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So that is a good question. And one of the things that happens over the next few years are a couple of major issues with technology. One is that magnetrine ships, which have been very reliable, older models become less reliable. And they actually have a number of crashes. Some of them are grounded, things like that. There are new generation magnetrine ships that operate, but there's still a lot of fear and concern about them. Number two, the machine cancer. It starts here in the various loop sites, essentially strange biological cancer will grow in older technologies. And that means computers, that means VCRs, that means CD players, that means microwaves. And it's some kind of biological infection that they are still trying to figure out how it occurred. They believe that it started in the loop and has spread out elsewhere. It means that here, a lot of things like microwaves, people don't use. I mean, they still use VCRs and things like that, but they're getting new ones because there's a general belief that new devices are less susceptible. But older things have this, and even newer things can pick up this machine cancer infection. It is a weird fact of life. One of the things that's been associated with that is it hit robots quite hard, but also in Russia and some other places, the basic AI programs that had been set up for certain robots essentially went rogue, declared independence. In Russia, there was a massive crackdown and then destruction of rebellious robot forces. You won't see anything beyond the most basic controllable remote robots operating around in this area, and even those are kind of risky. So that changes a lot of things. Ways of cargo hauling, technological access, all of those things. Now I'm going to go meta here for just 1 second. In Things from the Flood, the economics of it are particularly dark. It's a particularly dark era, as they say in the book, because the original game is drawn from Sweden. And if you know anything about European history in the 1990s, there was in the early period was a huge economic collapse, a lot of changes, things like that. The issues in Bosnia, refugees going all over the place. That's very different from what was going on in the US. For purposes of our game, we can assume that the machine cancer, the loop collapse, all those things have created a massive economic downturn, particularly in our area, but in general, like people are filled with uncertainty. It is not quite the Bill Clinton era of a shining new path forward that we saw there in the 1990s. So that is just kind of hovering over this. Last thing, there is a thing called the loop disorder. Basically, it's still kind of junk science, but there's a belief that people living near the loop are having a higher rate of breakdowns, mental illness, all of that kind of thing. That's the basics that I wanted to get out there onto the table about the sort of the setup. When we did Tales from the Loop, and I'm going to stop talking about 5 minutes. I'm going to apologize right now. There were some basic principles. The basic principles of Things from the Flood are as follows. 1, everything changes, everything falls apart. So your parents' lives, your family lives, the lives of your friends have all changed. Regardless of whether it's alien bacteria, loop disorder, financial hardship, weirdness has spread. The weirdness that was bubbling below the surface that water table itself has risen up. And so that's one of the principles, is about that change and that weirdness, and those things become real threats. Number 2, your everyday life is full of demands, boredom, and conflict. The usual stuff. Even though all this stuff is going on, you're still teens, and you still have all the teen stuff that is happening. There are interpersonal conflicts among people that you used to think wouldn't have them, and that's all kind of spread. Number 3, we have these mysteries that are exciting and dangerous, but you know that only you can solve them. Everyone else is caught up in their own mess. You have to take care of these things. You've done it in the past, and you know this has come around again. Number 4 is, you're not kids, but you're not adults. You're in that in-between. Adults still don't listen to you like they should, but you don't have the protection of innocence that kids do. And so that is a major issue affecting you in that life. Mechanically, you will notice that there's no luck. That's gone as a reroll option. So instead, what we have is the conditions. You can always mark a condition to get a reroll, and that's a -1 going forward. I have, rather than using the default conditions that Things from the Flood gives us, I've given some descriptor conditions, and you can choose what you think is affecting you. There's drop downs on your sheet for that. You also have your iconic item, again, which gives you an additional 2 dice. And then you'll also notice that you have a shame. Shame is the counterpoint to pride. It's something that makes you feel weird, might make you feel weak, might make you feel worthless. The GM is supposed to use that to put you into trouble, but I know you will put yourselves into trouble from it. I won't need to necessarily push on that. But you can use your shame to add an automatic success to a die roll. And you had to explain how your shame pushes you in that situation. So it works like pride, but is a little bit different. Are there any questions before we kind of look at the characters that have been created? Okay. So I want to do one other little mechanical thing, just to confirm. Rich, you are here this week, but
Correct.
then the next 2 weeks you will not be here.
That is unfortunately correct.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure on that so we know what's going on. And then Darren, you are here for this session and the next 3, and then you are not here for the last 2.
Yep.
Okay. I got that. I have that schedule on the NPCs and images thing, but I just wanted to make sure so we confirmed where that is at. So I want to start, and we're just going to have people tell me where they think they've been in the 4 years, what has happened, where they've changed, what you chose as kind of your playbook or how you created a playbook with that. When we're done with that, we'll look at those relationship questions, and then we'll try and figure out how you have remained friends over these 4 years and what tensions might exist within that friendship. So, Rich, not Nicole, but Nikki.
That's right. She goes by Nikki now.
Okay. Tell us about Nikki.
So, of course, the hope was that I could play through a lot of this, but unfortunately I missed last week, so I wasn't able to really push things vis-a-vis her interest in justice, in Justin. Justice, no, not even. So, apologize for that. The type I've chosen for Nikki, and I was really torn because she could have gone kind of popular girl way and be a snob. I had definitely angled her towards being a hacker. Decided to go for the hacker type and pretty much took it as is. I didn't see any significant adjustments that needed to be made there, so rolled that forward with the drive of just evolving what has always been, instead of the smartest kid in school, now she likes to show off.
Okay.
Not that far off from what she was before. Her anchor remains her mom. And her problem is that the boy she likes has no clue.
And who is the boy that she likes?
It's Justin.
Okay.
And he still has no clue. So, sorry, Patrick. I didn't get a chance to play through it, so I'm just going to roll it forward.
And tell me about your shame. You've been building on elements from last time.
Yeah, since one of the start off things for Nicole, aka Nikki, was that her friend Elizabeth had built a computer program with her that cracked codes, and they used it to listen to a scrambled radio communication. Some guys who called each other fish names talked about her mother as one of the targets, and we never dealt with that, and I never drove Nicole, aka Nikki, towards that. I thought her shame could be Elizabeth and her mom disappeared because I didn't help them.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. I see that you've gone to the Beastie Boys.
Yes. So What You Want by the Beastie Boys is her favorite song, and it is not because of the lyrics, because it's really just one of the braggadocio, boasty songs that Beastie Boys really emulated during the 90s. But she really likes the jam, and she codes to it. So,
and you've got an Amiga 4000 computer is your iconic item.
Yep, those didn't actually go into sale until September, so I think she's got an advanced version or something.
Oh yeah,
maybe a prototype.
What is your flavor of geek now? Are you still into RPGs? Is it all computers? Are you playing computer RPGs? Are you playing Magic the Gathering? What is the particular flavor?
Well, tabletop RPGs are they're great. And she does enjoy them, but she's really into CRPGs right now. She codes and writes her own stuff. She was very inspired by Gold Box and wizardry and all that stuff. So she writes a lot of her stuff on the side when she isn't, protecting her friends and all that good stuff.
How has the collapse, the loop collapse and issues here, how has that affected your family?
It's pretty bad for Dad. Primarily the machine cancer has really messed up a whole lot of stuff. He had the burgeoning museum of ancient tech that he was building in the basement, and a lot of those pieces are now basically slag. Luckily, the Amiga is still up and running, but there's just a certain amount of despondence he has from all the things that he's lost, and his job has gotten a little touch and go as well.
Certainly, the install base for home computers has not grown because of the fears of that, and that's kind of stagnated. How has it affected your mother?
Well, she takes on a lot for Dad's sake. He doesn't express himself terribly well when it comes to stressful things, so she tries to overcompensate, and so she's one of those moms that's like super checking in all the time and seems to worry about the unspoken worries, but she fuels it into talking about other worries that are so not a big thing at all.
You say you're queen of the geeks, so who are your subjects?
Oh wow, I don't know.
What are we talking here? Are we talking vampire larpers? Are we talking other computer geeks? Are we talking boys that kind of sit there and pine and think that they're in the friend zone? What is it?
I think that there's still like this. Sorry, Darren. Just me. No. Yeah, I think it would be cool if there was an AV club that does computer stuff, and they mostly pine for her, and she's oblivious to it, willfully oblivious to it. Like she pretends she doesn't notice, but she kind of totally knows.
Okay. All right, we'll come back once we're done. We'll talk about relationships and hooks and all of that stuff. Darren, I'm going to come to Buzz now.
All right. Sorry if you can hear whatever is happening outside. Oh man, Buzz. Buzz is a freshman in high school, which should probably be exciting, but I think Buzz is over it. School sucks. Life sucks. And all that's getting him through is Nirvana, which probably isn't great.
Yeah.
I think I think after
keep in mind we can barely hear it. So
okay, good. It's very loud for me. I think that after God, I lost my train of thought. I think after Tales from the Flood, I think that Patty, my sister, definitely like finished up her year at community college and was able to go off to Purdue. And probably after the failure of the loop, I think that our mom like kind of wanted her to stay there since like there's no loop sites at Purdue. So just like, I don't know, general safety and worry. So I think maybe I see Patty like definitely just on holidays. So there's that distance and probably some like good young teenage resentment of my mom for that, for like keeping her away and like kind of like increasing my workload, especially on summers because Patty's not really there. She's like working in Indiana to stay there. Yeah, I think it just kind of sucks because I'm like mad at my mom and sad with my mom, and like I just don't want to be doing this. And I think I don't know, just like with more tech coming through and things like that, like I'm seeing, and like being a teenager and having more awareness of the world, I'm just seeing other opportunities besides being like a farmer.
Did you join the football team?
No, I don't have any time.
Okay. Yeah.
I really thought about that, but I don't have any time because it's just me and my mom, and then like we can't use the robots anymore, right, to help out like robotic equipment. So, and I don't think we're making enough money to really pay for like even migrant workers or anything like that during harvest seasons. So,
And there's a fairly large population that would have moved into the area of Vietnamese refugees in the early 90s. So that's probably, besides a significant Hispanic migrant population here in the Midwest, there's probably a strong Vietnamese community, probably helped by religious orders.
right. I know some
Cop
basic Vietnamese.
is Cop getting on in years?
Yeah, I guess so. It's in 4 years, right? So it's like 3,000 in dog years. Whatever it is. Yeah, I think that he's kind of starting to be in that old dog mode where like he's just like sleepy and very like big and will like sit at my feet a lot.
Tell me about this problem.
That's the coma one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My pride switched into a problem. I think that, yeah, I think because I've always been kind of like good at driving, and I've just been able to drive around more. And I think especially the closer I got to 14, the more my mom like let me drive like the truck around the property and like expected me to drive, especially since I should be getting my like learner's permit in like a year. And I think it was just some like really bad night or something like maybe a year ago, or some few months ago, where I was just trying to like blow off some steam or something and hanging out with a friend. Yeah, I think I just made some bad decisions.
Did they let you drive their car and that's what happened?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They probably had like, oh, maybe this is an older friend. Maybe they're 15 or 16. And they like had some like hand me down, some like beater or something from their family that was like their car. Yeah, we probably just went out for like a joyride or whatever.
And no one knows that you were involved.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. But no one knows I drove the car.
Did you? Is it because you swapped over to the passenger seat, or is it because you left the scene?
I think I maybe like pulled him out of the car. So I was still there, but and then I think probably people maybe just assumed that like my friend drove his own car, and then I just never corrected them.
So when Patty left, did you get the big bedroom, or are you still in your bedroom?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think I took the big bedroom. So I think at first it was kind of like I just expected to, and then I didn't expect like everything to change until like kind of never see or not see Patty that much anymore. So I think I moved in and then like it was done. So there's no like going back and saving that space for her or anything.
If Patty has stayed in Indiana and worked and gotten some things there, you know that she's probably tried to convince your mom to move you guys there. Why has your mom not done that?
I think that we don't have the money, and I think maybe she doesn't really have like probably that many. She probably doesn't really have like the marketable skill set because maybe she's always been a farmer or something like that, and she's just been like out of corporate environments for so long, or like she's never been in them, and she probably also feels some like duty or allegiance to the farm or something because it was like her and my dad's, and now
Okay.
he's not there.
All right. That gives me stuff to work with. I will come back around to you with the relationship questions. Wow, that is quite the picture, Justin.
You can see him now for the first time.
Justin, tell me about yourself now.
So I read through all the playbooks, and they were
Not great.
not what I was looking for. So I've sort of been putting together something, and things are still in flux. I'm going with theater kid as the sort of archetype.
Nice.
Seems like a very high school archetype. And it's sort of a mixture of like the lone wolf and the raver and the rocker a little bit.
Okay.
So let's see, what things do I have nailed down? Not a ton. The sort of key skills I went with for it were charm, comprehend, and investigate.
Okay. Good ones.
So I was curious. There's all the stuff about the loot facility and the jobs and everything. I was curious what you see having happened with my mom and our situation there.
I'm glad you asked that question because I have a very definitive answer.
Okay, cool.
Is once that happens, that money gets cut off. Like within a few months, that extra payment, that the hush money that your mom was getting, that goes away, and there's nothing she can do about it. And sort of the benefits of whatever job she was doing, they're gone. And she has to find a new position. That's how I imagine it, if you think that works for you.
No, that does work for me. I like that. I just wanted to sort of figure out where she was with relation to the company. Then I sort of have a backstory idea of him having taken that like father program from the end of the last one and worked on it, tried to improve it, tried to program it to be his dad to some limited success.
Okay.
And I sort of want to play around with that and some of the machine cancer stuff, but I can't quite decide if I like want the computer to be dying from machine cancer, or it's weird.
Well, and certainly, you might have gotten some of this AI. I mean, there's BBSs in now. You might gotten some of this AI code that's been floating around. So is father an anchor or a problem?
Yeah, that's sort of the thing. I think we'll go with like potentially failing anchor than problem that's already fallen. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So it's I think it's like a thing of I just keep that computer like turned off, unplugged most of the time. And I only go to it when things get really bad, because I know that the longer I run it, the more I have it plugged in, the more like programming mental instabilities will start to creep into his thing, and if it goes far enough, like it might start to physically change like a lot of the other machinery. Does that seem like a thing?
That seems definitely like a thing. I like, especially if it's a computer, of course, it has a battery in it, so that keeps the time, so it knows exactly how long it's been out.
Nice. So then, yeah, I think all of that sort of flows into the problem and the shame of he's been learning like weird AI programming and like eldritch sentience in computer stuff. He's been building a long-term emotional relationship with this weird computer being. I think just things have like leaked through into his mind, into his nightmares. He has a lot of like dissociative nightmares where his body or himself, he's something very different. He's somewhere very different, and like things that are trying to communicate with him, sort of thing. And so I think he also has gotten into some of the like raver scene and some of the drugs there, especially like ecstasy and things like that will keep you in a very positive mind state until you come off of it, and then you're just like mentally wiped, so he can't even have those dreams.
Ecstasy's pretty heavy, man.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's things like that. It's, you know, it's a small town in the 90s. I don't imagine ecstasy comes through a lot. But whatever you can get from whatever you can get from the raver scene, sort of thing. Favorite song, I went with Sinead O'Connor because it's an amazing song, and I like continuing through like my Prince theme with Tales from the Loop Kids.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: if you're a theater kid, do you do theater?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you in the most recent production then?
I think it was Hamlet. He didn't quite get up there to the leads, but I do think he was like Laertes. You know, it's a fairly big part. It's there with Hamlet a lot.
I swear I almost yelled out Laertes.
Yeah.
I swear, like I literally almost said Laertes, but I couldn't hit the mute button. That's all.
I was going to say Polonius, but and did you dig it? I mean, what does it satisfy a craving in you, or is it just that you feel kind of like these are your people?
I think it's a mixture. He's definitely found a group that's very much into the weird like literary philosophy sort of things that he likes to dive into, and are equally hated and shunned by the rest of the school. But
Does
I don't know.
he LARP? Are you involved in Vampire? Are you involved in the Masquerade?
That far? Oh, he's definitely fallen that far.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Oh no. Do I like Justin anymore? Can I do this? Okay. But yeah, I think there's something about because as part of the theater kid thing, like he's developed charm as a skill. He's actually got some ability to interact with other humans, which he definitely didn't have before. But I think it's that sort of thing of like being up blinded by the stage lights, playing another role, playing another character. It's that similar feeling to his nightmares, but it's a situation he can practice for and control.
And I had one more question for this. Actually, just flown out of my head here.
Well, as far as my item and relationships, there, I have a notebook with lots of pens. It's definitely the like high school memo pad sort of notebook. And he's just constantly like drawing and writing ideas for it. He's gonna write that great American novel. He's just got to get there first. And he's got a teacher that's like an English teacher who reads his short stories, even though they're weird and nightmarish and otherworldly. But he really likes the ideas and themes behind them.
Before you were kind of like one of the smartest kids in school. Is that kind of faded once you hit high school? Is that dropped away?
I think so, certainly from the like academic achievement side.
Okay.
You know, some of his mental skills have gone off a little bit, and that's some of the other things he's thinking about, but it's just like he doesn't apply himself to the school side of things as much anymore. That like I'm the smartest kid in school competition sort of went away when things went crazy.
All right. That gives me good stuff to work with. Let's come to Holly. Sarah, tell us about Holly.
So yeah, I did mostly party animal, I think, with some lone wolf and a bit of street kid. I remember my dad was doing like some shady things for work at the end of that.
Yeah. I'm gonna later on. I'm gonna ask you what constitutes those shady things.
Oh no. Okay.
But go on.
Yeah, I think she briefly played basketball and just wasn't like putting enough of herself into it to do a good job. Fell more into the party scene, like kind of trying to not regain that sense of awe because she knows that's gone, but trying to like dull things enough that you didn't miss it. Has gotten inadvisably into alcohol, but she still smokes with her grandma's silver lighter. And the NPC relationship I chose was the hottest kid in my class wants me to deal drugs for them. But like I also kind of know people just because I go to parties and
Yeah, it makes
interact.
sense. Did you quit the basketball team or were you cut?
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Okay. So sort of a mutual thing there. Is your drinking, is it beer or is it harder stuff?
Probably beer.
Okay. And probably have some people that help get you your supply.
Yeah, I mean, like you go to parties, there's stuff there.
And your anchor is your dad. How is that relationship with your father changed?
I feel like it's gotten a little better, at least on his side. As I've grown up, I think I've started to resent him more just for all the times he wasn't there. Like I've realized what that wasn't meant. I feel like he's probably gotten deeper into whatever he was getting into, but I don't know what that is.
So you know that he's mixed up in something. You're pretty sure it's criminal. You're pretty sure it has to do
Probably.
with his mechanical skills or things like that. But you don't know. You don't push on it.
I don't think I care enough. Like it's become separate from the life I lead at school and after school. And like I think we do have moments where we like sit at the table and it's
Yeah.
like old times. But
Because you're 18. You're an adult,
yep.
right? And you're going to graduate this year. What do you do then?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably not college.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking you this question. They're going to ask you it again and again and again during this period. Tell me about the shame.
Yeah, so I think it's part of that trying to get something back and just failing because she doesn't know like what a good relationship looks like. Like maybe there could have been something with Justin, but Holly like definitively said like no, I'm not, like he'll get over it. And I don't think just like kind of putting herself in people's way.
So what is, I mean, have you had boyfriends or girlfriends in this period?
Probably a couple boyfriends, like short-lived things.
Classmates or older or bad kids? What do you?
Oh, I probably definitely dated Jeremy like his senior year or something.
But did not go well, I assume, any of
No.
those. Do you blame yourself or do you blame them?
I think I say it's their fault, but really it's mine.
Nice. All right.
Oh, and my favorite song
Allison,
Alice in Chains, Them Bones.
why is that your favorite song?
Because I listened to it and I liked it.
Okay. Fair enough.
And it's angry, sort of.
Excellent. All right. I'm going to come back to you on the relationship questions. Darlene, are you set?
I think so. I don't know exactly how many skill points I'm supposed to have. Looks like 11. Is that right?
You should have 14 stats, and then you should have 10 for skills, I think is what they give you, and then +1, so 11. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think I'm set. So, okay. So, yes. So Darlene is, I guess, I didn't even look at the books. I just made her.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Fair
but I would say seeker. I don't care. I think that her camera continues to be the most important thing about her. I see it as after all of that bad stuff went down, she was already taking pictures of things and stuff, that she probably took a lot of photos after, in the aftermath and, going through all the funerals and that sort of thing. And her photos got used nationwide at different times. So she actually had like a little taste of success just because she happened to be there. And so it gave her a sort of hope that she could use that to take care of all the things that she needs to take care of. But that she has the eye is important. And she really does try to see what's around her. So she is like set. Her problem is that she feels like she needs to get scholarships so she doesn't bankrupt her family for college. She essentially is a sort of, how do you say, it is more important to her than to her family, who has no idea that this is super important to her, if that makes any sense. She's given herself a lot of pressure and tension on that.
Okay.
Okay. And then her shame is that she's given up on her dad, but she can't admit that to her mom. So her mom still goes up to Chicago and looks for him.
And Uncle Albie remains your anchor?
Yeah. Yes, he does.
So,
more than anything because he makes sure to reach out to her. Does that make any sense?
mm-hmm.
He kind of doesn't let her isolate herself.
So there's probably expensive equipment that they had to buy, essentially things to do decontamination on bodies, that kind of thing. And they had, of course, in the immediate aftermath, they had more business than they could handle. And since then, I mean, you would have a very clear sense of how the suicide rate has spiked in the city, because they are messy and unpleasant things usually. Those and the reactions of the family are just, it's hard to understand. So what else has changed within your family dynamic?
I think that as a group, as the family, like getting through that period, we have become, oh, this sounds horrible, a well-oiled machine in some ways. So there's that sort of thing of when she comes home, everything runs smoothly. Everyone knows what everyone does. And it's important and clear, but nothing else in life is like that.
Did your mom have a social life?
She started to have a social life, which is kind of weird to Darlene, but she's glad for her. Essentially, there's a florist in town, and she's divorced, and she and my mom have started like going out bowling, and like they drive up to a town that's not as messed up and they go and do things, Since my mom drives a lot, she has no problem with a road trip to go do something entertaining. And they will, if there's nothing bad happening, my mom will go out and those two will go and like go bowling or go for drinks and stuff like that. And, they clearly come back and they've had a good time and they have pictures of what they were doing. There's like those men's strippers thing.
Chippendales?
Chippendales, yes. They go and see that.
That's super 90s. There we go.
Yes. Well, and my mom is sort of weirdly ironic about it, but she's actually enjoying herself. She has that sort of sense. She was a hip young thing when she was up in Chicago, and now her life is very not hip, but she's still enjoying herself.
That seems fair. All right. Nicole, I want to have you. One of the things is that I do want to get a sense of your relationships with the other characters, how you see them. And we don't have to go from those prompts necessarily, but I do want to get a sense of that. So let's kind of work through that. How does Nikki interact with or view Buzz?
She still kind of feels bad for him and sorry for him, especially like sister's gone, Patty's gone. She knows how much he has to do. Like, yeah, I think it's pity still. Like
Okay.
affection, but more born from pity still.
And of course, teens read that really well. So yeah, okay. So you feel some pity for him. What about? I think we've kind of assessed your relationship to Justin.
Oh right? God, he's so frustrating.
Do you know that Justin does drugs?
Yeah, that's fine. It's cool.
Is that cool? Are you really cool with that?
No, it's stupid. He's going to get in trouble. He's not going to get to college. It's really stupid.
Okay. That gives us a definitive sense of that. What about Holly?
I think Nikki's dicks around Holly, but there's just so much shame about how she wasn't there for Holly. And now she sees Holly as like, not going anywhere. Doesn't really have a future or a plan.
Boy, if somebody had reached out to her, maybe her life would have been different.
Yeah. Now she's just like a druggie. Sucks.
All right. And that does seem like a good, solid teen perspective. What about Darlene?
She desperately wants to be Darlene's friend. Now that she's turned her back on her popular kids, I think I don't know if Darlene trusts it, but I think over the last couple of years, she's tried really hard to hang around Darlene and actually be a legit friend, but maybe didn't work.
Are you worried about maybe that Darlene is still keeping you at a distance, even though you're kind of friends?
She's not talking about something that's really bothering her, and I
All
figure
right.
it's probably me. So I don't know how to fix that. I'm trying. God.
All right. I'm gonna move on from you, Buzz. Buzz, how do you feel about Nikki?
I think that Nikki used to be like really cool, but now she's rolling with the squad and it's like really embarrassing for her. And I think that like she just doesn't get it.
Yeah. So you just, she's just falling out.
Total square.
All right. What is your feeling about Justin?
I feel like Justin and I are in two circles that sometimes overlap to create a Venn diagram anymore. So sometimes I'm like maybe smoking some weed or something in a parking lot outside of a rave. And then I see Justin leave and we make eye contact. And then like sometimes he comes and picks up some eggs from the farm. So I think it's like, I think we're not friends anymore, but I don't have any basis for that thought.
Even though you kind of do hang out as a group still a little bit.
Yeah. Right.
You feel the distance with Justin the most?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because I think it's just what I'm perceiving, right? So I think I'm putting Justin into like a box or a clique that I feel like separates Justin. So yeah, even though we still see each other and hang out, especially like as the group. Yeah.
What about Holly?
Holly, do you think we hang out more?
When do you think we would hang out?
I don't know.
At the parties I go to? But I mean, like at the same time, like we have the biggest age gap.
Yeah.
And I feel like we could do something with that.
Yeah.
And especially
Like
given
Holly,
how much like I wanted your family when we were younger. Like less these days because it's kind of gone downhill.
Holly, if you saw Buzz at a party, would you be like, "Oh, cool, Buzz is here," or would you be like, "Oh no"?
Oh yeah, there you
I
go.
think oh cool, Buzz is here.
Yeah. Maybe we just kind of like maybe we kind of we catch up at parties and then like we see each other in the group, maybe it's something like that. So I think I feel closer to you.
Like maybe it's more like sibling thing.
Yeah.
Than anyone else. Yeah.
Nice.
That'd be cute.
And what about Darlene?
Oh, Darlene. Darlene, do you think I think that maybe I come over to your place, your uncle's place to like hang out. Like I kind of get away from my life there. It feels very like liminal, I think, especially because of like funeral stuff and his past of his dad.
Yeah, sure. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think, yeah.
Shunned Justin and Holly, and now I'm just hanging out at funeral homes and parties. I love it.
Makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Justin, how do you feel about Nicole?
I mean, Nicole's nice, right? She's one of my best friends. Like, I can't imagine doing things without her around.
Absolutely, best friends.
Yeah. I always want to have her around, and like if I'm doing something, I definitely want to make sure that she's coming. But it's because we're like best friends, and we really get along like that. Make a good pair, like a good friend pair.
Excellent. What about Buzz?
So with that, I think because Buzz would be what, like freshman in high school with us?
Yeah.
Okay. I think like at school, I'm trying to look out for him and like invite him in under my sort of like social protection, but that's hanging out with all the like theater geeks and stuff like that. So I think he probably turns me down a lot. And then outside of school, I think as I got more into like the Weird Father Project and drugs and raves and stuff like that, I think I just started like flaking on Buzz whenever he'd invite me over, try and get me to come like do something with him at the farm. Like more and more I'd just flake on it, and I think he eventually just stopped asking me, sort of thing.
All right. What about Holly?
I'm not sure. I think I just think she's like, she thinks she's way too cool for us anymore. I think it's sort of like familial obligation. Your mom makes you hang out with your cousins, sort of feels this what I get from anytime she hangs out with us.
She certainly kind of kept you at a distance, and she goes and has these terrible boyfriends and stuff. So,
Ugh. And we definitely don't like her bringing any of them around.
what about Darlene?
So, so with Darlene, it's complicated because I can figure out how I feel about things around Darlene, but I'm not sure about Darlene herself. Like, I think Justin morbidly hangs out at a lot of the funerals in town, especially after the flood happened, and he just like sort of haunts the funerals from the back of the crowd, drawing or like writing things in his notebook. And he definitely like aggressively dislikes her uncles at this point.
Ooh.
So I don't know how she would respond to that, but if I don't know.
Okay. No, I think that it's complicated is a fair statement to make there.
Okay, cool.
Holly, how do you feel about Buzz?
Oops. Buzz is basically my little brother. I don't know how much time I spend at your house, though. Probably not very much at all. But like, yeah, when we run into each other at parties and at school, it's always just like.
Do you think his mom still approves of you? Does she be aware or unaware?
She hasn't met me in 4 years.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Maybe she hasn't met me in 4 years.
Oh, like you haven't been around? And so
potentially, I've probably been by like a few times earlier on. So I don't think she's seen the worst.
So she still treats you like she did before?
A little, like I think she's probably worried because she seems like that sort of person.
Yeah, like here's my 14-year-old son hanging out with this 18-year-old. This is what's going on here? And he's supposed to be working. All right. What about your relationship with Nicole?
I think disdain and like aggressive shunning in social spaces. Like I don't like her now. Like that is how I feel.
Oof. Ouch. Are you good with that, Nikki?
I mean, she earned it, so.
Okay. Holly, what about your relationship with Justin?
We probably run into each other at parties a bunch.
Yeah. So I have appreciation for him with that. In that case, what about Darlene?
Darlene, I feel like she's probably the one I'm closest to on like an equals level, because like Buzz is so much younger. But I'm not sure if we actually like have conversations, but we talk.
I like it. That brings us to Darlene. Darlene, what is your relationship to Nikki?
Nikki has it all set for her. And it's not that I'm jealous. I just feel like I'm always trying to catch up. And I need to succeed. So there's a little bit of, I guess, competitive sense, jealousy,
Okay.
if that makes any sense. But, she knows how to keep that hidden, but it's definitely down there. I mean, all the time. She's always matching herself up on scores, matching herself up on, things like that. Not that she's ever going to beat Nikki on the tests, but that she's up there in that thing and holding her own.
What about with Buzz?
What do you say? I would say Buzz can do no wrong, but I think what it is she can't help but forgive Buzz for even his most ridiculous, stupid antics. He's a kid, like in her thing, but he's like, yeah, I think it's that he's a kid and he's trying not to be, and he's really messing it up. So how's that?
That seems good. What about Justin?
Justin is a problem. And I think one of the things is that he's there at the funerals, and he really is one of the people that, that's what the funeral home is there for, is to get through that grief and stuff. And he's not moving forward, and he's not having his say or dealing with it. And, it's after every funeral when he's there, she ends up going back and sitting with him and talking and seeing if he'll get a little bit further. Sometimes she needles him, but she can't do much, and just tries to get him to have his say.
And what about then Holly?
Oh, I think Holly breaks her heart. And kind of like in the way where she can't stop staring at Holly, like she's trying to figure out a way where the trajectory won't be horrible. Does that make any sense?
Okay.
And she takes a lot of pictures of Holly. Like she feels like she's going to lose her. There. How's that?
Oof. That's painful.
I'm curious, Sherry. Does Darlene ever show her pictures in a sort of art-like way, or is it very personal?
Oh, I mean, I don't. She actually submits them to scholarship things all the time. You'll see, like, if in the newspaper she gets, like, you'll see a mention that she won a scholarship every once in a while. Now these are like 250 or whatever, those kinds of things. And sometimes, I mean, she takes pictures all the time. So sometimes people use the pictures that she's taken for a thing, but it's not like she's selling them per se. She's not a photographer professionally.
Neat.
All right. We got one last thing before we take our break here. I want to have everyone pick one of these hooks from the Tales from the Loop hook sheet. Thanks to the Flood. Sorry. By the way, you were going to hear me say Tales from the Loop when I mean Things from the Flood and vice versa for the next 5 weeks. Just be aware of that. Rich, is there one of those that appeals to you?
Let me find it. Sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't realize those were. I thought I was like, why does he have this GM thing here? This is so weird. I didn't know I needed to read it all. I read one of them and said, "This is a GM thing," and promptly threw it away. I'm terrible. I think I'm sorry, but the first one's totally right up her alley. Captain of Golden Axe was infected with machine cancer at the arcade. Supposedly they dumped it. Somebody picked it up. There's rumors about a weird new game that you can play on it. So yeah, that seems very Nikki.
Okay, perfect. So the Golden Axe machine hook. So that is right on the front list of those. Thank you. Buzz, what about you?
Oh, I had to go with several of the farm teens at school have been whispering about weird happenings at their fields and orchards. They talk about seeing figures moving through rows at nights and strange dark green vans parked on side roads. That struck a chord because I've seen vans like that parked at an odd place. Where was that and what was I doing there?
So what was the odd place? What were you doing there?
Oh, you know what? There, you know that store, that brand Rural King?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe not Rural King, but like a farm equipment store.
It probably shouldn't be that shop itself because then you'll make me say that word. Which comes out really bad in my Hoosier accent. So maybe not Rural King.
We'll call it Country Prince.
Okay.
Strange dark green vans. Yeah, because I mean, this is like farm equipment. So usually it has to be like semi-trailers dropping off inventory, things like that. So it probably even, a strange dark green van probably even looks like a floral thing. And I think, what was I doing there? I was probably just picking up some replacement part or something.
Okay.
Probably a pretty normal run.
All right. Patrick, what do you have as your pick for the hooks?
So you've heard a rumor going around school that if you watch the public access channel after 2 a.m. on certain nights, you can see a weird show that speaks to people. What does it supposedly tell them?
What does it tell them?
So I think whatever the public access show is, I'm not sure what would be on at 2 a.m. But if you're watching it closely, just like in the middle of sentences or scenes or lines or whatever, they'll just spout a line of code. And you can, if you write it down and start compiling the different lines of code, there's just weird things, weird programs start to emerge and build themselves.
Excellent.
So I think he's going there because he's sort of the bits of stolen AI code that he's gotten leaked off of from other people have sort of run him as far as they can. He's looking for something new.
Do people know that you code? Like, is that a thing? Do they when they go, oh yeah, Justin, he's a coder, he does computer stuff, or
no, not really.
Okay.
I think I haven't quite managed to hide my interest from Nikki, and it actually I think sort of makes her happy that I'm interested in something she's interested in, but I take a philosophical approach to coding, which probably annoys her.
Okay.
Just a little, but it's good. It's why we're meant to be together. It's fine.
And Sarah, what about you for hooks?
Over the last few days, several teens have swung by and said hi to you when you're out shopping, blah, 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 blah. You didn't know them, but they seemed to know you. What kinds of teens were they, and what did they seem to expect from you? I think they weren't a cohesive group at all. There was one kid who looked like a rocker and one kid who looked like more into raves, and like one kid who looked like they lived on the street, just like this very disparate group.
Okay.
But they were asking questions, like very vague questions. So I don't think she even realized, but they were asking about like what her dad does.
All right. Excellent. And Sherry.
When Zabo Labs got hit by the flooding, they had to quickly evacuate and move to temporary facilities out by the airport. Their old site's been fenced off and locked down since. But one night you saw lights and movement in there as you traveled by. What other weird phenomena did you witness? I will say that at different times, it looks like the building has sunk a few feet and then it comes back up. And essentially it's when it's coming back up, when it visually seems to be like raising back up over time, is when you see all the lights and movement.
Excellent. We are going to take about a 7-minute break. That'll get us to the half hour. We'll take that break, and when we come back, we'll see if there are any other questions, and then we'll get rolling. So we'll see you all in a little bit.
Maybe that is exactly right for the 90s, a 2 a.m. kid show.
Oh, especially, that kind of random thrown on programming to fill airtime. Especially if it's like maybe it was made in a foreign country and then dubbed or for the US. Like a Paraguayan kid show that
Paraguayan or Swedish, just as
Swedish.
strange and frightening.
That would be perfect for Justin's hook, too.
Yes.
Can't wait to watch this with Justin and be like, they're talking in a different language.
There's subtitles. Okay, this is also the era that for me and for others, we have Night Flight and USA Up All Night as like programs that were late, wild, crazy, mixed up programming. Like Night Flight just had all kinds of weird stuff in it.
Huh.
Like it would show like stop motion dinosaur. Like here's some stop motion dinosaur film, and then here is Robert Rodriguez's first home film, and then it would show like an actual TV show. It was wild.
Interesting.
Remember Night Flight, Rich?
I do not know of this thing you speak.
Night Flight that was on late on USA. They'd do USA Up All Night, and then they would do Night Flight.
I don't think I saw Night Flight.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Warning: the two other teenagers who spent the night with. This is our last weekend here, so
Okay.
had a big going away thing, and then two kids spent the night, so they're now awake and maybe loud because they are teenagers and inconsiderate and loud.
Sherry?
Yes. As I said, I think my camera is on the fritz.
Might try exiting and coming back and see if that works. And if it doesn't, then we will just roll with it. Does that seem okay?
Sure. I'll see you soon.
Is there a lot of white noise coming from me?
Nope.
Cool. Amazing. That means I can have my air conditioner on.
Yeah, it's finally getting around that time. It's in the 80s yesterday here.
Oh yeah, I think today it's getting back up to. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like, in the 80s again. Yikes!
That
There you
was
go.
it. Thank you.
I remember one year when I went to Columbus for Origins. It was actually very close to the 4th of July weekend, and it was like 102, 103 there with humidity. It was crazy. It was one of those things where they were like, stay indoors, and like a bunch of people died in Chicago from the heat wave.
Yeah, that's too hot for the Midwest. That was
Yeah.
like a normal summer day in Georgia.
Yeah, that's like most of July and August.
Yeah, it's funny.
It gets hot here, but it's just we get weird humidity is what we get.
It's 85 right now, with an expectation of it being 88 here in Jacksonville. And in Minneapolis, it is rainy and 43.
I want rainy and 43.
Yeah, rain 43. That's good. Perfect. I want to see the sun, and I want to wear a jacket.
I am good with that because that means not really having to have the furnace on too much and not really having to have the AC on.
Yeah.
It also means the ants are out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The insects haven't gotten too bad yet, but
Yeah.
with these temperatures, soon enough.
We have to. Ants don't like cinnamon. Oh, Sarah is here. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Oh, toast. I should have read that. If I had read the chat like a good person and not give you homeopathic insect cures, it would have been good. So, what I want to do is, in the book they have like kind of a thing. Okay, you guys are together. Blah 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 blah. I think what I'm going to do is do an inciting incident for this. But what I would like to start with is the equivalent of kind of a home scene. But I want to have each of you do a scene with one of the other characters, one of the other PCs, just an encounter scene or a moment scene. It's going to take some time, but I really want to see that. And timing, this is fall. We've entered the school year, so we're in the fall. So Darlene, who would you like to have a scene with?
Is it supposed to be in the fall or just any time between now and then?
It can be any time between. It can have happened in the recent. I prefer like within the last year. Like,
Okay. How about like a couple weeks before school started up again? I think Darlene would have called Holly and asked if she wanted to go up to Chicago to go thrift shopping with her and her mom.
What day of the week is this?
What day of the week? Well, it would have been before school started. So, Thursday or Friday. No one's currently, there's no funeral planned. So it's kind of what drives their thing.
If we go during the day, yeah. How far away is Chicago from where we are?
About a 7-hour drive, I think.
Oh no, that's a long time in a car.
Yes.
Sure. I don't think she realizes when she agrees to it that she's going to be sitting in the car with you for 7 hours and then 7 on the way back.
Uh-huh. Yep. So leave early in the morning.
And what is the trip awkward, or what are your plans here with this, Darlene?
Essentially what it is she wants to go and get like some Doc Martens or some, go to the Army surplus or something. And she wants someone else there who will tell her if it looks cool or not. So she takes Holly because Holly it's not that she's cool, it's that she doesn't have any particular, what do you say? She isn't all about the current trends of a particular style. Like Nikki is way too ravey. So she doesn't want to look like that.
So Holly, is this something you've usually done? I mean, is going shopping with your girlfriends? Or does this feel for more alien?
I don't think so. No, like I don't hang out with people who hang out at the mall. But like Darlene and I are not close, but I do consider her a friend.
Yeah, and I mean it's just a drive up where I think it's Darlene kind of talks about how, her mom does the drive up and they talk about the landmarks and laugh as they go past the things. They'll probably stop for breakfast, stop for lunch, do all of those things. For them, it's a super laid back, common thing to do. And I think when they get there, when they finally get to Chicago, they clearly know Chicago. Like her mom goes to park and she sort of pulls into a spot that doesn't look big enough. It sort of bumps into the car bumper ahead of her and then backs up till she bumps the back one, goes back and forth, like doesn't even think about it, just does it super fast, and then bam, they're there, and they make their way to this sort of street full of punks and dance halls and concert venues and stuff, and then to the thrift shops that are over there.
Okay.
And it's like crazy. It's not at all like the mall.
Yeah, and
full of
it's
all
not
kinds
at
of stuff
all
you've
like
never seen before, at least not in Wayward.
yeah, and it's not at all like a small town life either.
No.
This is a big city, and there's a lot of people, and like so many different things going on, and it's all crushed together in this small space.
Does Holly like it, or is this a little off-putting?
I think it's a little off-putting because it reminds her in a way of like how big she thought the world was or could be.
And do you think Holly would find anything here that she wanted?
What is her dress sense? Yeah, but like something small, I think.
Okay.
Like some little piece of cheap jewelry or like a t-shirt or something. Like nothing she couldn't get in the town we live in.
Oh, yeah, I think you'll see Darlene will go for the Doc Martens and, that kind of stuff and go through them. It's not like they spend a lot of money. They're super, but they do seem like doing this thrifting on these kinds of places is a thing that they are super familiar with. They'll come and bring things over to you that would fit you. But they're like, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, it's fine, and then put it down again.
When you finally do head back, are you anxious?
I'm curious, like, is there ever a point like where your mother has like gone off to change or whatever, and we have like a thing where it's just the two of us, or?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think she's like, is there anything you want? I hoped you'd find some stuff.
That just clothes. Do you guys like do this a lot?
And she goes, only the last year or so. I mean, we couldn't really afford to until recently. And
Yeah, there's been a lot of funerals.
Yeah.
A lot of funerals.
She sort of stops and goes, yeah. But at least I don't have to wear dresses to school every day. So I thought you might like some of these. And she'll go over to the shoes. She'll pull out some and she'll go, look at these. And she'll pull out like 4 or 5 different shoes that have like, they're black leather with a like significant chunky heel. And she goes, these things are no nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, you can wear them.
You think?
If you want.
Oh, you're much tougher than I am.
Yeah, but the heels.
Well, try them. They're not really like heels.
And she's like remembering like the last party she went to, and like she's going to break her neck. But she will try them on.
Okay. So have you tried on like the sort of platform heels before? Do you think Holly's tried those on?
I look at photos now. I've never worn those kind of shoes.
They're
Are they boots?
like boots, but like the heel is a little bit higher.
Oh. I don't think this is Holly's style at all now.
Really? She's like, oh, come on, there's got to be something. You could get boots too.
Why are you trying so hard?
She stops and she goes, I don't know. I just thought you might like something that wasn't, wayward.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, I don't know. And she sort of stops and goes, I don't know.
If you got something to say, just like say it.
Her eyes kind of go round and she goes, I didn't think I had something to say.
Well, good, then don't.
Okay. So, so I'm going to get these, and she'll show you what she picked out. You can tell she's a little hurt. And she'll show you like her sweater that she picked out and this hat that she found.
That's cool.
Thanks.
How awkward is the car ride back?
I don't know.
A little bit, because like Holly feels bad, but she also doesn't apologize.
Yeah. You're in the car with people who are, what do you say? Have you ever been around people who are super good around people, where they keep a comfortable conversation going. They don't expect too much from you, but they just, it's
It
like
is
that.
so weird, Holly, because Darlene and her mother clearly like each other.
Mm. And it's like I don't like with Buzz's family, I feel sometimes like I fit. But here I don't.
Nice. I'm going to cut there. Buzz, I would like a scene sometime in the recent past with you and someone else.
I think it's gotta be me and Justin, right? Maybe to delve into that more, since we're kind of on like shaky terms, or I think we're on shaky terms. Not that we are.
Where you at? Or is it at school? Is it on the farm? Is it you guys decide to go to a movie? What do you think?
That's interesting. Yeah, maybe maybe my mom really wanted me to like spend time with you. She did that mom thing where she's like, "Why don't you? I haven't seen Justin around in a while. Why don't you hang out with Justin?" And maybe like I was like, "He's always around." Whatever stupid thing. So maybe maybe not a movie, but maybe we're like biking around. Maybe we're like biking around the perimeter of like the evacuation zone or something, just like pedaling around wayward.
Okay.
Lots of barrels and flashing lights and sawhorses set up to block off roads and things.
Yeah.
Stop at the Dairy Queen to get a 50-cent cone.
I mean, I wouldn't mind the break. I forgot like how far things are in this town on bike. Whew, I'm used to catching rides with people.
Yeah, we can stop. Gosh, Justin, you should have kept helping out of the farm. Maybe you'd be able to keep up.
Maybe I should have been saving up for a car. Or you could drive us around. Oh, wait. You're too young and,
Yeah, whatever. Get that car, and we'll see who can drive better. Right, Justin?
Fine, yeah. So, how have things been at the farm? Are the chickens all right? Looks like struggling for something common to talk about.
Yeah, chickens are still fine. That's still like my main job. Because my mom doesn't like the chickens, right? Remember? So I feed them. We still have way too many eggs, which, when we go back, my mom's probably going to give you a carton or two.
God damn it.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. I like know that it's weird now. How's your little theater group, Justin?
The school theater group is putting on our show this Friday. I've invited you before. I told you that. I mean, you can come to the previews. They're free. It's not like the real performances are very expensive anyways. I mean, you got $5, right? You got $5?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be evasive about that. Well, there's so much work to do on the farm, Justin. I can't really like make the previews or like the afternoon showings, and it's just bad timing. Like usually there's like a party or something. Why don't you ditch the play, come to a party?
But it's not really how shows work. Like, there's this whole troop of us working on it together, and you can't just like skip a part for it. You've seen a play before. I know you've never come to a single one of them, have you?
I don't think I have. Oh, I'm a shitty friend. A troop? Were you like in the military?
Oh my god, you're impossible. A troupe of actors, like we're up there being professionals on stage, trying to share the art of humanity with the audience and bring them into the same emotion. What is? Oh, will you stop? Oh my godding me! Every time I start talking about this, you just roll your eyes.
So it's so like self-important. Don't you ever like chill out?
It's not self-important. There's a group of us. It's communally important.
Okay, well, you know what? I go to these parties and I hang out with people, and it's important for us too. I think it would be cool if you were there.
And that means that you'll come to the opening night?
I mean, I'll try.
I'll try to come to your party then.
What flavor cone did you get?
Rocky Road.
Your road. Ooh. I was hoping it was something boring like vanilla. How can you eat that? There's too much like junk in it. I feel like it hurts my teeth.
But nuts are good. They sort of crunch. They pop in the middle of it.
It's ice cream though. It's supposed to be soft.
Oh my god, you're soft.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means. You coming to the performance or not?
Is it that important to you?
No. Yes, a little. It's just weird that you haven't ever come to one. You know?
I'm just busy.
Thought we were
Justin.
close.
Sometimes I don't have like $5. Okay.
Look, I got a comp ticket. I've got a pair if you want to bring your mom or something, or just you.
That's too embarrassing. I can't come with my mom.
Well, then don't.
Okay, Justin. Fine. I'll come to your play and see your little like platoon of actors.
Thank you for condescending to come and enjoy the show.
What does condescending mean? Justin, why do you talk like this around me?
Buzz, do you actually go?
Yeah. I think I go and I'm in like this old ratty oversized hoodie, and I have the hood up the whole time, and I'm like sitting down in the seat. But I enjoy it. What play is it? Is it Hamlet?
Yeah, I think it's a Hamlet.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on, but I enjoy it.
Though at one point, one of the teachers comes over and yanks that hood down off of your head. Mr. Peterson.
I like scowl, and then when they turn around, I flip them off, and then I put the hood up like that.
Justin like audibly giggles from stage when you flip off the teacher. I'm
going to cut there. Nikki, let's do a scene from you.
I want to actually for just a minute. Like I thought that the last thing was Hamlet, but now you're still doing Hamlet. What is this? An extended run? Come on.
I don't know. I just named a play.
Oh man. Oh man. How about Tempest? How about The Tempest?
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. My brain is now settled. I appreciate it.
So you can do Caliban.
Oh, you would be such a good Caliban.
No, I'm Ariel.
Okay. Okay. Probably do that. I think maybe Nikki did some work for the rigging. Not actual physical work, but like some modeling and you know.
Did you run the light board, maybe?
Oh, that sounds awesome. So I think the scene I'd like is kind of picking up after that same play where we kind of pull up to the in the tech area where Nikki has her Amiga hooked up and she's like running the soundboard and she has the lighting all hooked up to a different program that she's written, and she's very like super into this. And of course it's for the art, it's for the school and stuff, but she gets to steal glances of Justin when he's Ariel and like flying around in the rigging and I think afterwards, this is opening night, right? So she's super there. She comes down, and you guys are all at the green room. Or is it a thing like maybe you think that the cast comes out to the hallway outside of the theater for all the parents to kind of mill around and congratulate and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, it's definitely like
Stand by the
back of
lockers.
theater, which it goes out into the hallway in the classroom. So there's this weird dichotomy of like we've been in the theater and now it's the high school hallway. Oh, this is weird.
Yeah, and it's like these ugly lights, and you guys still have this like caked on makeup, which looks good on stage, but like really awkward, and like the line is not always smoothed out, and of course you sweat a little bit, so you have these like runs of it. Yeah, and you're staying there in hose, and it's just weird. And I think Nikki, she comes around and she definitely congratulates like 3 other actors before she makes it over to Justin, and then she says, I kind of expected that you would wipe out on the rigging. Like there was that one point where you had to go all the way across, and I kept waiting for you to slam into the wall, but you pulled it off. So
That's supportive. Thanks. I mean, that's what dress rehearsals are for.
right, exactly. So
I like
Yeah,
that you
I thought
fixed that fade in problem in Act 2. That was nice. I think the timing actually worked out tonight.
well, that's it sucks though. It's a good dress, bad play, right?
What, you up there with your programming board are superstitious about the play?
No, that's science. But what you got to do down on the stage, that's art.
It'll be good. I mean, we pulled off this. There's 2 people in the audience. Imagine when there are actual people.
True. Wow. Like, Buzz came? That was pretty great.
Well, I may have slightly bullied him into it.
No way. I thought he was into Julie. Okay. Cool.
So, what'd you think of my performance?
I mean, you're good. You know that. I don't mean to tell you. I'm not going to sit here and stroke your ego or whatever.
I don't need you to... But no, I just wondering if you actually watched the play from up there.
I can't not. I have to make sure that everything... I mean, I haven't automated it yet. But if you guys start to bore me, I probably will. I super could as long as you hit your spots.
I always hit my spots.
Yeah, but Prospero, like sometimes it's like a 5-second pause to just
Adam is impossible. It's the William Shatner school of acting.
he's really inconsistent. It's gonna be hard to like play off of that.
He can't learn blocking for anything. He's constantly having to have people shout his line out to him. It's embarrassing, really.
I've drawn X's on the fucking stage. Why can he not hit his spots?
I'm pretty sure he uses them for notations of where not to go.
Great. Well, that's fine. I mean, I don't have to actually spotlight him. That's poor Joey. But like, you were good.
Thanks. This is all. It's a lot of makeup. I'm gonna go try and start washing it off. And probably turn everything I own blue again.
Oh, are you guys doing the thing where you like all go out in costume? They did that last year. Like go like out to a restaurant in costume because his dress. Is that it? Is that just?
No, after they had to replace half of the costumes last year, they said no, the costumes aren't leaving the theater, can't leave the building.
Oh.
And I'm not wearing this makeup any longer than I have to.
Right. Of course. Okay. All right. So you're not going out after then?
I think some people were like going to a restaurant or something.
And by some people, are you one of said people, or are you just sharing information that you've overheard?
Well, I mean, Adam is my ride home, so yeah, I guess I'm going to the restaurant. Why?
Well, that I would like to go.
Oh, well, yeah, you can probably like catch a ride with Adam or something. You hungry?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't up there sweating my ass off or anything, but yeah, I could eat.
Sure. I mean, you're technically a part of the play, right?
Ouch. Wow. No. That is. We gotta check that right now.
Too far.
Yeah, it's the tech rehearsal. It's dress, tech rehearsal, and yes, I'm an important part of this thing. Say it.
But oh, yeah, you are an important part of the team.
Okay.
We
Cool.
value and appreciate your input.
I'll wait for you to go take off your makeup and get into
thank
clothes and stuff.
Lord, he runs off.
You see one of the teachers standing there. They've been kind of just been looking over things, and you see they've been watching this, and they have that look on their face like they could see what a plane wreck that was of an interaction. And they look, and you can see that in their eyes, and then they kind of turn and walk away. I'm going to cut from there, Nikki.
Yeah.
Holly.
Yo.
Let's do a scene with you and another one of the PCs.
Okay. I'm stuck between either Buzz or Justin at some party.
What do you think? Or are they both there to make it doubly awkward?
I think Justin would probably be more awkward. Let's go with you.
Okay. Tell me about this party.
It's probably like right after school started, like a kind of welcome back thing, but like they had one last week too and the week before, so that's just what we're saying.
Is this the house of that guy who wants you to deal?
Sure.
What's their name? Male, female?
Let's say male.
Okay.
Lawrence. And he definitely gets made fun of for that name.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, they're at this party, and surprisingly, you see that Justin is there.
And I think this is probably decently late, like maybe 11 or so, if you'd say that late. Oh, when Holly comes up to you, she's like very clearly at least tipsy, but like holding it together really well as practice.
Hey, Holly. How's things?
Justin, hey,
It's a good
it's
party.
fine. I mean, school, welcome back.
Ugh, yeah. A very welcoming party.
Yeah, I mean, Lawrence is always got the stuff. Did you
well,
did you pick anything up yet?
oh, yeah. I mean, we talked earlier. It's fine. He got me covered.
It's cool. How's your summer? I haven't really seen a whole lot of you.
It was fairly normal. It's books and summer school and studying. You? Anything fun? You go anywhere?
Oh, Chicago. Gonna go with Darlene. But that's it, just hanging out here.
Did you do anything fun in Chicago?
Nah.
Oh, so it's your senior year, right? Looking forward to senior pranks, graduation, prom, all the awful stuff.
You're in the same grade, aren't you?
I don't know.
No, he's a couple
I'm a
Couple
year
years
younger, but it may be.
younger. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I remember there being conversations about like you going to high school and then me going to high school too, like separately. But
Yeah,
Are
we can
you
both
the
be in the
same
same
year or
grade.
the year behind?
up to you.
Let's see, we got I think you're behind.
Okay. What, you keeping track?
But no, I don't know. We've been not like but like been hanging out with the same people since I was in kindergarten. Just weird to think about people like going in separate directions and like finding their own lives and not being in this horrible place anymore. Just sort of weird,
People grow up, Justin. That's what we do.
Fine, you can grow up however
Look
you
at
want.
you.
I've still got another year stuck in this hellhole. You've just
Maybe
got
I
what?
do too.
Telling me come May you're not going to be on the first car out of here?
Didn't go where?
I don't know, literally anywhere else?
I don't know. Like, I don't. This place is just a shithole, but so is everywhere else.
I mean, what are you going to do here? Just live in your attic and get drunk with your dad?
Maybe. What are you gonna do? Move to Chicago? Spend all your time taking pills?
Yeah, well, I hope you have fun with that. Listen, I got things I need to take care of.
Yeah, same.
see or whatever.
Oof. Harsh. Patrick, do you want to call a scene?
Sure. I think Darlene's the only one I haven't had a scene with.
Okay. Let's do your scene, and then I'm going to roll into things with Nicole.
I think after a funeral is probably easiest.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's like what you guys do, isn't it? You're at the funeral and it's over. All the family is sort of headed out. They've gotten in their cars and driven off. Her uncle's gone. And she comes and sits down next to you. You're still sitting in those back chairs.
Yeah, he's like in the back row. He's got his suit that is technically nice and clean and pressed enough to be at these sort of things, but he wears the same one every time.
Mhm.
And he's just got his notebook open, and there's like on one page there's like a rough sketch of like the part of the casket, like the open flowers around it, and then he's just like scribbled random lines and quotes from things people said, and then just other quotes around in the margins, things like that.
Yeah, I think she sits down next to you and she goes, here's the leaflet. They wanted to hand this out to everyone. And it's essentially, it's a Christian tract against suicide. I thought you might want to add it to your notes.
Oh, yeah, I can add it to the chick collection.
It's important. So what do you got planned for today after all of this?
I don't know. After this, I usually head over to the diner on Main Street, and then I don't know. I've a couple books I want to finish before the school year starts. And why? What are you up to?
Nothing much. I wanted to take some pictures. She goes,
Anywhere interesting?
Yeah. She goes, why don't you go and stand up by the flowers?
Oh, of me?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's got good lighting there. It was
Okay.
open, and she says it was an open casket.
Sure, I guess.
Okay.
Like this? He says standard as awkwardly as possible.
She goes, is that how you feel when you're here?
What?
She goes, just, you come here? How is it that you feel when you're here?
I mean, I'm usually just drawing or like listening to the things people say. I mean, everybody says the same things in eulogies, don't they?
They kind of do. I said, what are the things you heard today?
You know, the treasured memories, things they leave behind, live on in our hearts, blah, blah, blah.
You hear a click.
Hey, that's not fair. I wasn't ready.
Oh, you were absolutely ready.
It's nice. It's a familiar ritual, you know? Everybody thinks they're making their own perfect funeral, and they're all really sort of the same funeral. It's just the people that are different. It's interesting to see how they react to the same ritual. You know, you bring people in, you expose them to the same grief and then the same sort of group process afterwards. But everybody comes out a little different.
And you hear click again.
Stop doing that.
She goes, no. She goes,
Just give me a warning.
No, that's what I can't do. But you're right. That's exactly how it is. It's the same thing over and over again, but it's not like a play. Everyone's doing the roles, but they're making them up for the first time. For themselves. But you come and you see it all the time.
Well, what about you? Been seeing them longer than I have.
But I have a role.
Well, you have a role in getting things ready, but they can run the funeral itself without you around, surely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So why do you hang out at all of them?
She takes another picture of you. It's really good lighting. And she goes, I feel like it's the least I can do. Have you talked to your mom about your dad?
Not in a while, no. It didn't go well last time. And the spare bed at Buzz's house isn't very comfortable.
So what are you going to do?
I mean, what the hell can I do? I've tried and tried and tried, and she won't talk to me, and all of the labs and all of the records and all of the companies, I mean, it's all in bankruptcy, and it's all stuck in court, or it's all closed down. There's just no way to process that request or track down those files or find any of that information because it's sealed or lost or covered in dinosaur monsters. So, what is there to do?
I mean, that really is the question.
Yeah, that's question that I'm looking for. If I to lead on the answer, feel free to clue me in.
I don't think my uncles know anything.
I don't know if you know your uncles.
She goes, no, I've heard them. They don't know. They just do it because it's what the family wants.
Yeah, they're all selflessness and heart. They don't do it at all because of the extra fees that come in from weird funerals that have to do with the loop. No, it's just their sentiment for the town.
What do you suggest I should have done?
Told the truth, told anyone, kept records, answered questions, gone to the police, maybe stopped all this idiocy before, and it doesn't matter. That was a different world.
She takes another picture.
Listen, I really do need to get going.
I'll see you next funeral.
Yeah, I guess we will.
I'm going to cut that there. Nicole, your mom is at the ZB Falcons, which is one of the like halls, like a sort of like a VFW hall. It's like she's out there today because they're doing a rummage sale to raise money for some charities, and so she's helping out with that. Your dad has gone to meet with the regional office. So today you are a latchkey kid when you come home from school. And when you get to the front door, you notice that it is ajar. You can see through the screen door. The front door is about a half-inch open.
So I knew I was going to be latchkey, and I see the door is ajar.
Yeah. You don't see your parents' cars.
Okay. That's weird. Nikki's gonna not go in the front door, back up a little bit, and start slowly moving around and looking through the windows to try to see if there's, in each room all the way around the exterior of the house until she sees if someone's in there.
Sure. Why don't you make an investigate roll for me?
Okay. I think she's terrible at that.
It is.
Rolling with mind, so here we go. Got a 6.
Got a 6. So you will walk around, carefully look, and you'll be pretty certain that you do not see anybody actually in the house, at least on that the downstairs.
Okay. I'm gonna go the entire circle and then come around to the front door and very quietly, slowly open the front door.
Okay. It will open up. Step in, look in. Everything seems normal.
Move from room to room and then head upstairs to check out my room.
Downstairs, kind of look around, check things out. There's that little feeling like someone's been through here. Maybe just the little things out of place.
Go over to the block of knives.
Okay.
And I don't really know which one is the best one to actually hurt somebody with, but the big one that's like a big long triangle, that one looks scary. So
Okay.
that's the one she'll
Can you get your
pull out.
12-inch chef's knife out of the block
There you go, that one.
and head upstairs?
Yeah, as quiet as possible.
Do you think your stairs creak?
Yes, of course.
Okay, absolutely.
I think Dad actually likes that, so I can't really sneak. It's terrible.
Get up to that narrow hallway that connects the rooms upstairs on the second floor. See that all the doors are slightly ajar.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna head on to my room. That's where all the good stuff is.
You'll move down to your room and kind of push it open. And it has been tossed. And with no care, someone has ransacked your room. Closets open, things are thrown out on the floor, drawers are opened, stuff is thrown everywhere. Everything has been gone through. Stuff just, probably some stuff broken, some of your collectibles thrown down to the floor.
Like several scholarship awards and trophies and the broken glass of like a couple of the certificates that she's earned, and she looks for Hermiga.
It's there.
She grabs it, and I think she's gonna run for the funeral home.
Okay. You do look around, and you will notice that it doesn't look like anything was taken until you realize, yeah, something was taken.
What's gone?
Your Tandy 1100 is gone. Darlene, you're at the funeral home when Nikki comes up a little out of sorts, thrown out of sorts.
Okay. Well, I will, when I open up the door, I'm like, oh, come in. And I'm like, what's going on? I'll sort of hustle you over to the kitchen.
Somebody broke into my place and in my house, and they went into my room and they broke everything, and they took the tandy. The tandy were, the one from before, and I don't understand why they would need it, because I haven't used it in forever, because it's super old tech, but it never got the cancer, so I kept it. But my mom's okay, and my dad's gone, and I don't understand what's going on. You don't think you had to do anything with the dinosaurs or the other stuff that we did back then? Do you?
I don't know. Here, come and sit down. And she'll put like the kettle on. And she'll go, I'm going to make us some tea. I heard that's the thing to do. Should we call someone?
Call the police.
No, they'll just get in the way. We got to figure out who did this.
If you think it was something to do with the dinosaurs, should we call Justin and Holly and Buzz? They're the ones who know.
Let me cut away from that to earlier this morning. Holly's place. Breakfast table. Your dad comes through. Hey, Holly.
Hey, Dad.
He's got his kit made up. Like, he's kind of dressed like he's clearly going to go and do something. How are we? Get a big day at school?
What day is it? Saturday? Did you say? Or
Pardon?
What day of the week is it?
Let's say a Thursday.
Okay, yeah, then. Just think it might have been the weekend. Yeah. You gonna be back later?
A pause is like a longer pause, and yeah, I'll be back. Yeah. Hey, you knew that janitor, right, for your middle school? That guy Jeffrey?
Yeah. Like years ago.
Yeah, bad car crash yesterday.
He's dead?
Yeah. Kind of throws the paper onto the table.
Shit. Like, I'll take it and read it. What are the details?
Looks like he was driving out along one of the outer roads, probably connecting near his place, and he ran off the road and crashed into a tree. Police don't think he was drinking. They just think because it's been raining thunderstorms, he hit just road was slick, maybe going too fast.
I assume there's a funeral.
Yeah, there'll be a funeral this weekend.
I hadn't talked to him since I went to high school.
Oh, okay. Dad pulls the milk out of the fridge, drinks from the carton, puts it back in.
Then, like, when he turns around, I'm still looking at the newspaper.
And let me cut from that to even earlier in the morning. Buzz. Thunderstorms late at night kind of roll through. We got rain on the ground, kind of wet. You get up super early, right, for your chores?
Yeah, of course.
And you go outside, and there's that thunder. And some of the fields kind of abut close by your house. And you're walking out. The chickens are agitated. Okay. Even though you get a new rooster, that old rooster went on to the great beyond, the great fryer in the sky. They get agitated easily in the thunder and so on. And as you're standing there and you're kind of about to feed the chickens, you kind of glance over at the field, and the corn rows are there. And you think you see somebody standing there in the cornrows, watching you.
Oh, I guess I like throw down the feed. I'm just gonna like yell and call out and be like, "Hey, you lost?"
And there'll be that flash of lightning that will illuminate it, and you will see Dr. Herzl standing there watching you, dressed in that same lab coat that she was wearing when you flung her into the past. What do you do?
I think I'm gonna run back to the house.
Hey,
I think I'm scared.
you go running pell-mell, chicken feed goes flying everywhere. You will run, run back to the house. And your mom is up and she's like, what's going on?
Ugh. Nothing. It just started raining really heavy.
Okay.
I'm like probably still dry even.
Like, all right. Did you feed the chickens?
Yeah. They're fed. I feed them every day, Mom.
Okay. And she goes about her business and thinks nothing more of it. Kind of look out the kitchen window, out at the field. Don't see Dr. Herzl anymore.
I gotta call somebody. I wonder, has
Let's
this happened
say-
before?
Pardon?
Has this happened before? Is this the first time?
This is the first time.
Yeah, okay. Real weird. Maybe I won't call someone then. I'm just gonna
Okay.
act like everything's fine.
And then Justin.
Hello.
You are in your house, and you'll hear a wolf from downstairs, like a big wolf.
Shit, I'll sort of like throw pins and my notebook sort of off of where they're all like on my lap and around me and go
still dark.
scrambling down.
You're kind of getting ready to go to school. You hear that womp. Your mom's already left because had to take a super early shift.
Is it dawn yet?
It's just getting a little bit light out. Yeah.
Then yeah, I'll sort of like scramble downstairs. I think I'm still in like pajama pants and a t-shirt.
Go downstairs. House looks fine.
I mean, something must have like fallen over or something to make that noise, right?
It looks actually sound like it might have been come from outside, but hit the house.
Shit, there's like a storm coming up or something.
It was the thunderstorm last night. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Okay, I'll like peek out the sort of front door, pull it open, and look on either side of the front yard.
There is a garbage bag, laying on your front porch. Kind of lumpy, like there's something in it.
Is there anybody like running away or hiding, obviously, and giggling at me?
No, not that you see.
It's weird. I'll like sort of poke at the bag with my foot.
It's got a weird shape to whatever's in there.
I'll like very suspiciously pull it open there on the like try and undo the knot and pull it open.
Open it up. A little bit of the light from the front porch light will kind of fall into the bag, and you will see a rolled up hammock.
What the fuck? It's okay. It's just somebody's bad idea of a joke. It's just some random hammock, right?
Looks like that hammock. The one that I think Nicole got in trouble for.
But that's impossible. That fell through the portal. Like, look again frantically to either side, and then pull it in, and I think like drag it up and throw it in the attic, sort of thing. Like he's not even putting it in his room.
Fair enough. I'm going to cut back to the scene that I originally left of Nicole and Darlene at the funeral home, having had this conversation about we need to call somebody.
Let's call Justin.
Okay. And she'll dial up Justin.
Justin, I assume you're at home.
Yeah.
The phone will ring.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, Justin. Someone stole Nicole's tandy. Do you want to come over?
Is it there?
No, we don't have the tandy. Someone stole it. She brought her Amiga, though.
Oh, wait, that was the old one, right?
Yeah, the dinosaur one.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, no, yeah, I'll come.
Okay, I'm gonna call Buzz and Holly. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I have a story. Yeah, do that.
Wait, what
just
story?
he just like hangs up in the middle of it.
Okay, she puts the phone down and she goes, Justin is going to come. I'll call Buzz. Then I'll call Buzz.
Buzz, you'd had a weird day, kind of been
Yeah.
nervous, didn't have a chance to talk to anybody from the group, didn't know what to tell him. Might have been just a freak out hallucination, but you'll get that call on the landline. You've probably still got a dial phone in the house.
Yeah. No need to fix what's not broken.
And it's Darlene.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Buzz, can you get away for a little bit this afternoon? It's important. Something weird happened. Nicole's tandy got stolen. You know,
What?
remember?
Oh. Yeah, that little computer?
Yeah. So if you could just come over here, we thought we'd get everyone together.
Yeah, I can get away.
Okay.
I might be a little late.
Okay. I'll see you soon. And then she puts the phone down and then she hands it to Nicole and she goes, and you can call Holly.
No, she's not gonna help me. You should we should just tell everybody else is getting together, and it's about the dino computer and all that.
Okay. And she'll call Holly.
And Nikki's like on the other end of the phone.
Holly, you've gotten home, probably killing some time before you're going to head out. And the phone rings.
Yeah.
Holly? This is Darlene. Something weird happened. Someone stole Nikki's tandy computer.
That doesn't sound weird. It sounds like the theft. She called the police?
No, it was that they could have stolen a lot of other things that were worth more, but they just took the tandy.
Well, there's that whole machine cancer thing. I never got it right. I don't know. Maybe it's that.
Okay. Well, we were going to get the rest of the group together just in case it had something to do with, the dinosaurs.
I'm sure it doesn't.
Well, and she sort of looks at Nikki, and she's like, okay, well, we'll call you if it changes.
Holly, just come. Just come.
Oh, I was in the middle of
need your
hanging up
help.
the phone.
Yeah, and I hand the phone over.
Hey, listen, it's weird. They like ransacked my whole room, and then they took that. They didn't take anything else.
Oh, now you want my help?
Yes, I do. Please.
I've lost count.
I haven't bothered you in years, okay? I let you do your own thing and everything, and I just need some help.
Sounds like you've got it. Click.
I told you. God, why did you make me do that? Hand her the phone.
Then she'll pick it up and go, Holly's been really, I don't know.
Oh, she's a stupid druggie is what it is. She's throwing away her life and she wants to blame me. It's not even me. I'm not doing anything. Whatever. We don't need her. We're fine.
Then put the phone down and she'll go, I would feel better if she were with us, but
I am. What was this? I basically begged her.
you're right.
Literally couldn't think of anything else to say.
She'll come around.
And I assume Justin will arrive.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that Buzz arrives at the same time, just for convenience sake. Let's do that scene, and then I want to check in with Holly.
Yeah, I do want to call Justin at some point, probably after he's already left, to say, hey, did you hear about Jeffrey?
And
Many J names.
he'll probably get his mom, and she's like, oh, he went over to the funeral home.
Yeah, cool. Whatever.
All right, then.
Tell him to call me back.
Okay. Holly, let me write that down. Takes your name and number. And do you not go? Do you still not go?
No.
Recalcitrant.
Buzz, Justin, you two show up at reasonably the same time.
Yeah, Justin has this giant leaf bag bungee corded onto the front of his bike there. Sort of dragging it up the stairs into the funeral home.
Fine, Justin, I'll help you.
I got it, but thanks.
Yeah, clearly.
Do you know what this is about?
I guess Juice Shack's old computer got stolen.
I think Justin genuinely drops his half the bag and laughs. He goes, I haven't heard anyone call her that in years.
Oh yeah, she's like queen of the geeks now. I guess she has to be cool for them. Whatever. Hey, pick up your ends.
Wait, sorry. Look, you haven't nothing weird is everything's normal, right?
Yeah, Justin, as normal as it can be for a kid with just a mom running a farm pretty much by himself. Yeah, everything's normal.
Okay, fine. I wasn't asking to hear about the freaking chickens.
Wow. Okay.
I will open the door for them since we can hear them coming.
Okay. So,
What's up, Juice Shack?
Yeah. So we break out the cookies. There's milk. Go.
I have a giant black plastic bag.
What's the bag?
It was left on my front porch this morning. Like, thrown at my front porch or something.
She, like, reaches for the bag. She's going to take it out of your hands and open it up.
It's still got claw marks on it.
Oh my god. She's after us.
What? Who's after you?
The professor.
No. Like, you mean the dinosaur lady? No.
Stole my Tandy. Here's the freaking hammock. 2 and 2. It's obvious.
I guess I should tell you guys I saw her.
What?
What?
Oh my god, why did you lead with that?
Listen.
I just asked you if anything weird happened.
It was really early in the morning. Sometimes it was in the cornfield. Sometimes it just looks like, people are walking around and it's just like some stalks.
Such BS, Ronnie. Whatever. You're making excuses.
It's Buzz. Juice Shack.
You're Ronnie now. You're Ronnie now.
You guys.
Wait. You saw?
I
something?
think
You thought a stalk of corn was a scientist that we threw into a portal into the ancient dinosaur past, and you're like, that's fine or whatever.
I thought I saw her staring at me, and now I don't know because it's weird. All right, it was like 5 a.m.
Yeah, it's real weird, but it sort of sounds like a dinosaur scientist from out of the past is coming to get us or turn us in or something.
Well, they're probably going to go for Holly first because she's all by herself because she refused to help us.
I'm going to call Holly.
What do you mean she refused?
Refused, hung up on me in my face.
Oh,
Holly.
You talked to her?
Well, I started off with Darlene, but Darlene was basically like, "Oh, sure, if you don't, whatever, blah." So I had to take over and help out, and I knew it wasn't going to go well, and it was so bad.
Do you ever chill out, Nicole?
Okay, right now, this is not a chill-outable time, okay?
Holly, you get another call. Probably about a half hour has passed.
Hello?
Hi, Holly. This is Darlene.
Hi, Darlene. What do you want?
Someone left the hammock on Justin's porch, and Buzz saw the doctor, Dr. Hartzell. There's
Maybe
something to do with the dinosaurs. I don't know if anything weird has happened to you, but could you come over?
Are you thinking we're going to get back into that?
I think she's going to come after us.
That was like 4 years ago, okay?
Right. And she's back.
She can't be back.
Well, Buzz saw her, and the hammock's back. It's standing right here on my kitchen floor. So if you want to come and look at it, you can come and look at it. And
I want to come and look at it. Look, in fact, there's going to be another.
I think that it would be better if we at least checked in with each other and figured out what we could do to keep track of what's going on. Only a half hour at a time. Come on, Holly. I don't want anything bad to happen to you.
When all this goes to shit again, I'm not going to be the one to pick up the pieces. Click. But I'll come over.
I need to put a pin in that scene. I need to cut forward to another scene here to do a teaser, and I'm going to give experience. And I think that scene that I cut to later on is Nicole going back home after the meeting up and talking about things and doing all that planning.
Mm-hmm.
and going back home and being relieved because you can see your parents' cars in the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel good about that?
Yeah.
Do you feel good when she hits you with the taser, drops you to the ground, puts the bag over your head,
Wait, who? Who?
hit the floor? That just brief feeling of somebody lifting you up, slide of a van door, and then it slides shut.
Man, this sucks.
5 XP, everybody. I'm not going to bother to go through questions. I'm just going to give you 5 XP. Is that a fair place to leave you on, Nicole?
Yeah, I was gonna like seed in a computer camp or something, but this is so much better. Where do we put XP in this thing?
XP is... Where did we have it before?
I think I added a row in the.
But
Oh,
5
it was-
means you could just add another stat, though. So just add another stat.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about it.
Previously, it was at the bottom of items.
Oh, yeah. There you go. So we'll take up next time with that, with the group meeting together, and talking about this. We'll play it up. We'll do the next session. We'll do a Stars and Wishes after that session to talk about things. And if you have questions or the things you want to change about your character, like you're happy, not happy with your choices, we'll check in at the beginning of next session just to make sure. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I am going to stop the broadcast.